My name is Laura, my chinchilla's name is Stitch, and my other chinchilla somewhere in here is Geo. And today we are going to be making some cute little ledges for Geo. And I'm going to show you how to do that.
Alright everybody, so we are out in my garage and we are going to make some ledges. So first of all, you're going to need to go to Home Depot or any sort of hardware store, something like that. You're going to need to get some wing nuts, some washers, and some hanger bolts. These are all going to be hardware for mounting it onto the cage. And you're also going to need to get a board. I got a poplar board, and I got this in the hobby section. And if you're not too incredibly certain about that, and you don't want to risk it, you can just cover it with fleece, like I'm probably going to do. And then all of that is on this receipt, and the board was about $11, and all the hardware and everything was about $7, and so it adds up to be a lot more cost-effective than buying a ledge from, say, the store or Amazon or something like that. So you're going to try and figure out how long you want your ledges to be. So I would say about like 6 inches is good for Stitch, at least, as like a leaping sort of ledge. About 10 or 11 inches is good for like a sleeping, or like if you put like their hay rack there, an eating ledge. And like 7 or 8 or something like that is like a sitting, like pretty much just a sitting ledge. So you have to figure out how long you want yours to be. Then you're just going to take a pencil and a ruler and mark it out onto there. Because I'm making these for Geo, and he is quite tiny. I'm going to make one at 6 inches. Probably put a couple marks on there, actually. Because Geo is only a couple months old. Like 3-ish, 2-3 months old. Then you're going to want to give yourself a little bit of room so that, because you're going to be cutting this with a saw, a hand saw or an electric saw or something like that. So you want to give yourself a couple millimeters of clearance so you know all the ledges are going to be the same lengths that you want them to be. It's easiest if you do it in straight lines, especially if you're using a hand saw. So just try your best, guys. Next, you're going to need a saw. I got poplar from Home Depot, and this is a relatively soft wood to cut, so it's nice and easy. It doesn't take very long. This whole entire process, depending on how many ledges you make, should only take you, based on what I've done, probably about like an hour. Even if you cut it by hand with a handsaw. And I've just realized this is going to be very hard because I am not using a table saw. Not a table saw, sawhorses. Yeah, sure, I'm going to use seahorses to chop my wood. I am extremely smart, guys. And if you are on the younger side, I recommend getting your parents' permission while using a saw and having them present. Because you don't want to chop off your finger. Haha, there you go. See? And then we're just gonna, oh goodness, that's a... There we go. And now you have a beautiful piece of wood. And you're also gonna need to vacuum your carpet that's in your garage. So we're going to cut the rest of these, and then you're going to need to sand it down. You can just use a normal piece of sandpaper, which might take a long time. I'm going to use this one. It just kind of vibrates. I'm going to go around the edges, and I'm going to go like here, in here, just to make sure it's not too sharp and not too angular, so your chinchilla doesn't get hurt if they fall or cut themselves on it. I don't know how they would do that. But yes, that is the next step. Make sure you're wearing all the necessary protective equipment, like gloves or something like that, and goggles if you're feeling extra frisky. That's what it does. You now have a lovely sanded piece of wood. Yeah, that's definitely supposed to be there. You're then going to take either a drill with a little bit thing on the end that drills into wood, or we have a drill press thing that I'm going to use, and you're going to look at the size of your screws, and you're going to make it a little bit bigger than that, and you're just going to drill some holes into the wood. You're going to be very careful while doing this. I don't want to be responsible for your lawsuits. Now, you're going to go ahead and drill however many holes you have for these, depending on the size of the ledge. Now, if you have something that's only like 6 inches long or something like that, you can just drill like one hole right here, and it's like a leading ledge. Or if you have something a little longer, you can do like 2. It's best if you use your ruler to measure them out so they're nice and even. And also, you need to make sure that the screws are going to fit between the bars of the cage. So I'm going to do that off camera because the area around our drill press is a little bit messy and it will be very hard to film around that. So we are going to do, we're just going to drill some holes in here somewhere and off camera, and then we're going to come back. Alright everyone, so I have drilled the hole with the drill press, and we are ready to take our hanger bolt, which is essentially a metal screw on one end, a wood screw on the other end with no head, so you can work with both sides. You're going to just take that and screw that in. If you used a big enough drill bit thing, then you'll be able to screw it in by hand, but if you use one that's a little tighter, which might be good, a little bit better for stability, you can just take something like this, or like a wrench, and just screw it on like that. And then, after you're all done with that, you're going to put on the washer and the wing nut. No pill felt is the best to wrap around it, and then you can just take a thumbtack that has like no, the one that's like metal, and you just kind of push it in, and you can just put that on the sides to secure the fleece, and you are all good. So, I'm just going to continue screwing this in, and when I'm all done with all this, I will show you guys the finished product, and we can put it in Gio's cage.
Alright everyone, so I have finished making the ledge. Gio has come out of his hut to say hello, and I have put the ledge in. It looks so good. I just have the one like this. Gio, are you gonna come up and say hello? Well, I have this up here, so hopefully he likes it. And I will see you later. Bye!